looking at preparation of solutions, how to prepare solutions, okay? And we are now going to delve into percentage of solutions. So in as much as solutions can have concentrations, solutions can also have percentages. Alright? Solutions can also have percentages. So how can we express solutions in terms of percentage? Alright? So now we look at this. 1% of solution is equal to 1 grams per 100 ml. That is, every 1% of the solution is 1 gram of that solution in 100 ml. So this is saying they are saying 1 gram or gram per 100 ml. Gram per 100 ml. So, like I said, percentage of solution is equal to 1 gram in 100 ml. So it means that if we have 3%, 3% is what? 3 grams per what? 100 ml. Are you following? 3 grams per 100 ml. If we have 10%, 10% means 10 grams per 100 ml. That's what it means. So, if a particular solution is not expressed in terms of concentration, also know that it can be expressed in terms of what? In terms of percentage. Very important. Now let's look at the first question. Let's look at the first question. Prepare 250 mils. Prepare 250 mils. Prepare 250 mils of 20% nicotine solution. Prepare 250 mils of 20% nicotine solution. Alright? So how do we go about that? How do we navigate that? Please don't forget that percentage of solution is grams per 100 ml of that solution. So now I want to know how we can prepare 250 mils of nicotine. You know, nicotine is actually a substance, okay, that is caffeinated. Nicotine is caffeinated. Nicotine also has some trace of organic compounds in it as well. But that's not what we are delving into. Alright? We want to know how we can prepare 20% of nicotine solution if they give us 250 ml of distilled water. Okay? You know that we need a particular solute, right? So we need a particular solute of nicotine to dissolve in the 250 ml so we can achieve that concentration. Alright? But the concentration in this case is expressed in what? Talk to me. It's expressed in what? Percentage. That is gram per 100 ml, right? In percentage, right? Now, look at it. So, solution. Let's solve this. Now, concentration of nicotine here. Is how many percent? 20%, right? And 20% is 20 grams per what? 100 ml. Are we together? 20% is 20 grams per 100 ml. I want to know the mass of nicotine that will help us to achieve this. But first of all, please bear in mind that the volume that we have is 250 milliliters. Volume we have is 250 milliliters. So how do we get this concentration with this volume? Now look at this, guys. Now, we'll say this, we say if 20 grams is equal to what? 100 ml. X will be equal to what? 250 ml. Because we know this guy already, we know this concentration already. So how do we now get the one that will be able to dissolve in 250 ml to get this concentration? So we are looking for the mass in grams. What will weigh? This time around, we are not giving a particular quantity of nicotine, right? That you remember in previous questions we are weighing out. The other one we solved on aspirin, the other one we solved in paracetamol. We are weighing out a particular quantity because we had a reservoir. But this time around, what do? We just go to the store and we just go to the store that we have nicotine. We'll just take a particular quantity. okay, and we'll weigh out. But we need to know how much mass or how much weight that will be weighed out so we can dissolve in 250 ml. So now follow me, guys. So it means that our X will be 20 grams, we cross multiply, right? 20 times what? 20 grams times 250 ml divided by what? 100 mils. Mil will cancel mil, right? Okay? Mil will cancel mil. 20 times 250 will give us what? Will give us what? About 5,000. Is it 5,000?
Yeah.
Yes, 5,000, right? So 5,000 divided by 100. Cancel, right? So we'll be left with 50 watts. So we have 50 watts. Grams. Okay? So we will now go to where nicotine is plenty and we weigh out 50 grams. So let us now make our statement. Let's now make our statement. So measure 50 grams of nicotine. Measure 50 grams of nicotine and dissolve in how many mils? 250 mils, right? And dissolve in 250 mils of distilled water. Dissolve in 250 mils of distilled water to obtain 20% solution. That's it. That's the idea of percentage of solution. First of all, know the particular concentration that is in that percentage. Then know the volume of distilled water or the volume of any solvent that you will need to actually prepare that particular solution. When you have known that, know the actual amount of the weight of that particular solid that you need to dissolve. And if you look at it, we decided to do that and we achieved 50 grams rather. So what did we say? We will now have to go to where we have that particular solid and we will measure 50 grams. In this case, it's nicotine. So we'll measure 50 grams of nicotine and dissolve in 250 ml of distilled water to obtain 20% solution. That is the idea. That is it. Alright?